Hello, viewers out there. You're welcome once again to Sports Orbit. My name is Alpha Acho. Salifu Usman is in the studio with me. Welcome to Sports Orbit, Salifu.
Thank you, Ashu.
Of course, on today's edition of the program, as we all are aware, we are already on the way deep into the Olympic season, and of course, most of our focus today shall be on the Olympic Games currently taking place in Paris, France. Of course, our focus will be on Team Nigeria, how they are faring so far. But I must admit that it has been a bag of mixed blessings for Nigeria, if you may put it that way. But some might say the Olympic is still early days. Today is day 3 of the Olympics, so we'll see what Team Nigeria does today. But first, we'll start on a not very good note for Team Nigeria, as the run of losses at the ongoing games in Paris continued yesterday, with boxer Olaore crashing out of the men's 92-kilogram heavyweight event. Olaore lost 5-0 to Kazakhstan's Oralbey Albert to add to his team's misery, which had begun on Wednesday in Bordeaux following Super Falcons' 1-0 defeat to Brazil in the women's football match. Albert was really in command of the round of 16 bout at the North Paris Arena, winning all 3 rounds on all 5 judges' cards. He joined the team Nigeria, which sidelines also include Cynthia Ogunsemilore, who was disqualified after failing a doping test, and Dolakbo Omole, who was ruled out due to injury. Nigeria's top table tennis players Quadri Aruna and Olajide Omotayo have also been eliminated from the men's singles event after losing their opening matches. Salifu is beginning to be like a familiar tale with Team Nigeria at the Olympics, of course, because just only last week or 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, the Honorable Minister, of course, there's so much noise about Team Nigeria, spoke glowingly of how Team Nigeria should replicate Atlanta 1996 and all of that. But so far, I mean, every day you wake up to see the news, and Team Nigeria, you expect that, okay, today might just be the day, and our stars are just falling by the way. And of course, certainly before we came to the studio, we spoke a lot about Aaron Quadri. What is the problem with Aaron Quadri?
Well, Alpha, thank you. Just like you say, it is quite unfortunate, and we know in sport, in the game of sport, it's all about either you win or you lose.
Yeah.
But one thing that is keep on surprising and keep on baffling and quite disappointing is that, in as much we are going for a competition, yes, at least you should make some appreciable impact.
Yeah.
Let people even see that you try. But coming to an Olympic, for instance, like Olaore, this is the first debut Olympic. But at least for you in the first opening match, in your first game of the tournament, you lose without even making any effort against your opponent, the Kazakhstan boxer. Lost 5-0 in all everything.
Exactly.
And you now begin to ask, how prepared were you in the first place before you went to the Olympic? Yes, it's not about getting some people. They tell us, okay, well, the finals of the Olympic is all like say that it's all about participation. But the Olympic currently has not beyond participation. You don't just spend a huge resources of a nation, or carrying the hope of the whole nation, and for it to stand before the nation, before the whole country, before the world, representing your country, not just about you. And in the very beginning of the fight, you lost the first match.
Yeah.
Well, you can spell online, but taking of Arnold Quadri and Omotayo, they were in no name in the game of tennis, in table tennis. Arnold Quadri was one ranked 11 in the world, and Africa best table tennis player. Arnold Quadri, this is 4th Olympic. In terms of experience, everything Arnold Quadri has gathered, and we keep on seeing. Either something, I think, either the Ministry of Youth and Sport or the Ministry of the Sport Ministry or those in the Tennis Federation need to begin to find out, and either in terms of psychology, to know whose athletes have the psyche to represent the country. Either some athletes are going to represent the country, or some athletes are just a club-based players. Arnold Quadri, on several occasions when he went out for his club, we have somehow excelled. He has always
Exactly.
his club,
Yeah.
his foreign club. But the moment he put on the Nigerian name, starting on behalf of Nigeria, apart from the Tokyo Olympics, apart from the Rio Olympic, once he get to the quarterfinal and he not only lost the quarterfinal match, once everybody thumbs up and give him the thumbs up, then we're hoping that he's going to give us a medal. And then it will be Tokyo Olympic. It was the first round of the match. That's why being the leader of the team, the captain of the team, in the very beginning of the fight, and that was the beginning of the Super Team Nigeria field at the Tokyo Olympic. Because you as a leader in your first game, you crash out, and the same thing repeated again.
Yeah.
So it clearly showed that after 4 years, Hartnell have not learned any single lesson
At all.
that we crash out. If it was a mistake 4 years ago, what happened this year again? A table tennis of your repute, of your calibers. The Africa best table tennis player, and in the very big beginning, you crash out. Actually, one I got 5 Olympic, then 28 Los Angeles. He also be on the plane again, going for his fifth Olympic. We are our own athletes are celebrating how many numbers of Olympic they have participated, not how many medals they have won at the Olympic.
All right, unfortunate indeed. Let's look at the bright side. Of course, just earlier today, let's say early in the morning, at least the Tigers, the Nigerian female basketball team, gave us something to cheer about as they defeated Australia, thereby marking their first win in the Olympics in 20 years. Of course, at least that was something to cheer about the Tigers. One way or the other, the Tigers always find a way of, putting smiles on the faces of Nigerians. And, this is no small feat. And if you go on social media, even FIBA are celebrating this win, tossing it a major upset because Australia are currently ranked number 3 when it comes to basketball. And here you have the Tigers team who give a good account of themselves at the Olympics this morning.
Absolutely, in as much as it's not a medal game.
Yeah.
This is just a preliminary stage, but me, I feel
it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say that it's not a medal, but I feel it's already a medal.
Yeah.
The Tigers are approaching Nigerian name in gold.
Yeah.
By now, the whole world is celebrating. FIBA is a world board is celebrating Nigeria upset against Australia.
Yeah.
That clearly shows that even though let's even assume that I win that this victory will not go to their head, even though you get to their head and they lose their subsequent matches. To me, in my view, the Tigers have paid their due.
Yeah.
By giving Nigeria that first victory against Australia. Australia is a house name in the game of basketball. When you talk of Australia, you take of the US and you take of Japan, you take of, but for them to win their very first game against Australia, nobody give them that chance. Even if you recall, we were talking here last week when the former basketball star, former the Tigers, was saying that he don't believe that they are going to have a chance.
The group, yeah, exactly.
But even she, who has participated in the Olympic, he was almost sure. He never believed in this girl. But this girl, surprisingly, it caused by another woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Waka. So I thought for this girl, and I believe that this will not go to their hand. And by now, with that victory, they are now a force to reckon with. And even their next games against who's France. France will be the one afraid of them, not the one they're afraid of France again. Yeah. So kudos to the Tigers, and I will believe that I will hope, will pray they'll stay on top. But no administration should celebrate this victory. This is purely for the players at the moment. No basketball authority or no basketball official should come and tell us, or any minister to celebrate this victory. It's exclusively the determination of the player to get on.
I hope not forgetting what you heard allegedly happened to them at the opening ceremony.
Yeah, when they were prevented. Thank you very much.
By the federation.
Yeah, prevented from entering the vote.
Yeah.
So you can imagine.
Terrible. Let's move on from that. Of course, yesterday Super Falcons were also in action, but it wasn't a good one for them as they lost 1-0 to Spain, making it a back-to-back defeats. First of all, they lost 1-0 against Brazil, then coming up against Spain, also losing 1-0. And this, looking at that game, I watched the whole 90 minutes of that game. This was a game that I felt the Super Falcons really had a good chance of winning this game, but somehow they were simply not clinical in front of goal.
They were not disciplined at all, and they were not clinical in front of goal. They have the ball possession. Even in terms of chances, they have a better chances. The Spain chances were very minimal, but they have a better chances. But unfortunately, they couldn't. And if you don't score a goal, you lose. Okay, how will you talk of player? How many chances Ajibade misses?
Exactly.
And it's quite unfortunate. We don't know. I don't believe it. In as much as sometimes we're trying to give kudos to Ron how he has tried to assemble this guy to play a better game. They did it against the Brazil. At the end of the Brazil, they won 1-0. The same thing they repeat again. But when something begin to repeat and recall, you now begin to ask yourself: is this technical crew or these coaches or the player, are they really learning anything from this game?
Yeah.
The same mistake that happened against you have never repeated the same thing. You have a chance to win the match, you couldn't win the match. And then you are now talking that okay, because you are not marking enough. How can you be on the game and lost concentration at the moment that matters most?
Yeah.
Now Super Falcons for their history. This is that game just make them over 11th game in the Olympic. And in over 11 they have played 11 game and only managed to win only one match in 11 game, lost 10 games.
Not a good.
And by calculation, I hear some people are saying that we still have a chance to qualify.
No, the chance, yeah. Yes. The only chance they might be able to qualify as best results, but that's if Spain defeats Brazil and Nigeria defeats Japan. So the game against Japan on Wednesday is a must-win game for the Super Falcons. So first of all, the Super Falcons must concentrate on winning their game against Japan and pray, as is always the case with Nigeria, pray and hope that Spain defeats Brazil.
I think it is better to just lose, you just cancel your mind, or you let's forget about it and prepare on how just playing the final match as a formality, as required by the law, and then come back home. I don't see how it's going to happen. Okay, for instance, just like say, by the way, when we are happy
because Spain are through already.
Spain are already through.
Yeah, so they might want to.
You lost your first match against Japan, against Brazil. Yesterday, Japan lost to Spain.
Yeah. No, Nigeria lost to Spain.
Yesterday. No, Japan lost to Spain. The opening match, their first game. Yesterday, earlier yesterday, Japan came back strong and beat Brazil in their second match, getting the triple. Now Japan is second on the group. Yeah. Scoring half a 2 goal based on the goal difference ahead of Brazil. Brazil need the last match against Spain, and now we are talking of saying let's beat Japan. How are we going to beat Japan? Morally, Spain, Japan, they are ahead of us in terms of motivation by beating Brazil in the second match. So they have that added motivation. But morally, we are down. Losing second straight match. How are you going to motivate the player to come up against the Japan side? And the Japan side still want to win their next match to be sure they progress to drop their place automatically. So I don't see us surviving Japan. And if we survive Japan, well, I don't have a hope, but I've already cast my mind that our hope, Olympic hope, as far as the focus is concerned, is over.
So let's do some local news now, where, of course, Kano State Governor has approved the appointment of a new management board for Kano Pillars Football Club. Of course, the publicity DG services disclosed this. Said the appointment follows the expiration of and subsequent dissolution of the previous management board of the state-owned football clubs. Of course, as usual, government interference in football, a whole lot of names, and of course when you even check a lot of these names, and as it is, the way football is run by a lot of these state government is run as job for the boys. Of course, when you look at these appointments, there will definitely be some people who are loyal to the state government, and not because they personally know anything about football per se. They won't recall the case of they appointing a coach last week, and the government stepped in and said they are not carried along in the appointment and had to, cancel the appointment of the coach for Kano Pillars. And you
want to win the league.
Yeah.
So it's really unfortunate, and the same thing we keep on seeing here. When football is not for the government to run football, and if government was involved, government should allow it to be run independently, not interfere. And just like if you look at the list of the appointment, it's at the discretion of the Kano State government. He has the power and he has the right to appoint whoever he fit to manage the Kano State, because it's a government-owned club. But if you are appointing, and if the target is to win and to give the state a well-imaged representation in the league, allow fair play. Let the job be done on the merit.
Exactly.
Not just bringing all the political boys to come and be a board members and management board of the club. Abba Yusuf is right. He's the governor of the FICA. We know people who are football grounded knowledge in Kano. Kano has produced a whole lot of sport legends who are sport guru. They are there, but he just. I try to look at the list. I try to look at the list on the board, but I can't find anybody who is not. But
we'll come back to that when we come back. Let's go on the break. When we come back, Sport Orbit continues. Don't go nowhere. Yeah. All right. Welcome back from that break. It's still Sports Orbit. Of course, like your point you're making, these things happen over and over again. State government. Yeah. When we talk of interference, fine. Yeah, you bring out the finances, but at the same time, irrespective of bringing out the finances, there are still other ways of, you know, ways in which you can interfere. You can look at Aimba, for instance. You can see the appointments they made, making someone like Kanu Wanko club chairman and appointing some, ex-internationals to, untested football people. This is the kind of thing you expect a state government to do, not, turning a football club to some sort of, an institution where you begin to appoint your political, associates to run the place.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. Just like you say earlier, and about appointing a coach, and how the government will say that he was not carrying out the appointment,
exactly.
in the appointment of the club, appointment of the club coach. That's supposed to be the for the board. And
Maybe
for the
indirectly they are trying to say that because we didn't select the coach ourselves.
That is it. We didn't select the coach ourselves,
exactly.
Or it's not our political supporter.
Yes.
And just like I was saying, like Kano has in fairness to Kano has been a great start before,
very well,
producing best sport administrators, and they have several sport administrators who are there, who their name is who unfortunately looking at this kid, I didn't see any of those faces, but I'm not sure that it's supposed to be the same people on the saddle all the time, but experience is something that you cannot buy
at all.
You need to get people who know how to do the job and put it on the job. And particularly if you look at Kano Pillars, it used to be a very house name in Nigeria, but unfortunately in the last decade, Kano Pillar has gone doing, and we need to re-echo that moment to bring the Kano Pillar back on the spot. And if you must bring Kano Pillar back, Kano Pillars used to be one of the brightest clubs from the northern Nigeria. And when last the Kano Pillar win the league, Kano Pillar has to go to relegation last 2 years ago and then come back. Thank God they maintain their status this year. But we need to put the club, the governors to be more interested on how to reposition the club to regain their lost glory.
All right, let's move away from that now. Back to the Olympics, of course, where this time talking about tennis Olympics, where Rafael Nadal has set up a second-round contest with Novak Djokovic at the Olympics after coming through his opening singles match. Nadal had passed out on whether he will be able to play against Hungary's Marton Fucsovics because of a thigh injury, but he has now set up a second-round clash against Novak Djokovic. When I heard about this, I was like, this kind of match will happen in the semi-final or in the final. But unfortunately,
one of them has to give away early in the
but interestingly, among both of them, for Djokovic, in spite of everything he has done for tennis, he's yet to win an Olympic gold medal. But for Nadal, he has won 2 Olympic gold medals. So for Djokovic, he will be. I think you need this one more than Nadal, because Nadal has won it all, but Djokovic, this is the only thing he needs to add to his glittering tennis career.
Yeah, actually, and when we have a player like Djokovic and representing your country, you are sure that that is already a gold medal prospect, and now coming against Nadal, a legend himself in the game of tennis. But just like say, Nadal has been strongly lately couldn't participate in the World. He has to opt out of several competitions this year. No time to injury. Nobody expected that he was going to be fit for the Olympics, but now he's strongly and get himself fit for this Olympic. Now, after the draw were held on last week Thursday, with the likely that the two of them are going to meet in the second class, everybody expected, well, this is going to be a clash of the titles, and they coming in the early stage of the Olympic. And for Nadal already, passing the first stage against his opponent and then coming against second one. And that has already admitted that Djokovic is likely the face is 100% favorite for for the round of the second round match. But sometimes it can be a game gimmick. So Djokovic also admitted that Nadal is also a favorite. You can never write off a legend. So, but in terms of fitness, in terms of anything, Djokovic has a better chance going to the second round match ahead of Nadal. But one can never tell. Experience is always there. Sometimes Nadal may not be fit. He relies on his experience to get it. But it's going to be an interesting clash for the fans to watch, and it's always a final before the final.
All right, let's take a look at the Olympic table. Of course, while Team Nigeria is not doing well, some countries are already racking up gold medals, silver, bronze all over the place. And the Olympic, as they say, waits for no one. From day one. Of course, as it is so far, the usual suspects. No much surprises so far. Republic of China leading there with 5 gold medals, 2 silver, 2 bronze, in a total of 9 medals in total. Japan has 4 golds, 2 silver, 2 bronze, 8 medals, while Korea, of course, doing very well too with 4 gold, 2 silver, 1 bronze, 7 in total. The likes of Australia so far with 4 gold, 2 silver, no bronze in 12. But United States of America in total have overall medals, but they are in 5th place because they have 3 golds, 6 silver, 2 bronze as it stands for now. Of course, the top 14 there so far, the likes of Canada with 1 silver, 2 bronze, total of 3. Of course, in the top 20, I doubt if there's an African country who is yet to make it in the top.
Yesterday I saw Tunisia. Tunisia is the first African country to win a silver medal. And even Nigeria also won a bronze medal. They South Africa also have a bronze medal. Have a bronze medal, but they like suspect like Kenyans, Ethiopians, where they are yet to get the medal. But they always come at the last. When we get to the long distance race, that's where we need to see them. So even the team Nigerians who say we are very hopeful. Team Nigeria is going to get to the medal. Don't say that Team Nigeria is not going to. Our name will be written on that.
Definitely. I'm not ruling them out. We are just saying so far it hasn't been.
So we are very
what we expected.
We are very optimistic that by the time we get to the athletic event, getting to the wrestling, getting to the weightlifting, we begin to see Nigeria mentioned on the medal, on the medal, not just being mentioned on the line of the gold medal. That is our dream. And just China. One should not be surprised anytime China is dominating the game. They are participating in a whole lot of game, and even some sport that we don't even classify them as sport. China is in everything, swimming, everything. So they are getting. Japan to me is a very surprise. You will not be surprised they spent a whole lot of money 4 years ago to organize the Olympic, and coming from that experience, you should expect them that they are going to put up a very good performance at this Olympic, and they were not surprised that they are already there with 4 gold medals, followed by another a neighboring country, Korea, also making an impress. Australia and the US.
US is the usual suspect. These are the countries that
even the like of Jamaica are not close to anywhere, but very very sure they are going to show up. Definitely. So. We as much as we have some serious contenders already on the medal table, we also have some suspects, some initial how do they call them? Who just pretending, earlier pretenders who just try to pretend to be on the medal game. But very soon we are going to see the serious country pushing them by the side, and we're going to see Great Britain already on the medal table.
All right, let's move away from that and talk some local sports. Where, of course, Sporting Dream Dream Pram FCT has won the FCT FA League champions after a 2-0 win over New Dion in their final match of the Sport 4 finals played on Saturday. The 2-0 victory ensured Sporting Dream finished top of the Super 4 playoff with 7 points and superior goals difference ahead of second place Future Guarantee FC, who have also 7 points from 3 matches. Of course, with that takes them to the NL, and from which is quite good because and who knows, maybe from there, who knows if they might land in the MPFL for. The FCT has been quite a while since a team. I think the last time a team was, Abuja United.
No, Abuja United. There's one club.
After Abuja United.
One club owned by the church. A church when the
Okay,
likes
I can't remember.
Ezekiel were also board members of
Mm.
West Club, and bad board member of that club who participated in the league. But unfortunately, they couldn't get there.
Well, it's a shame that the federal capital does not have a team
Yeah,
in the
it's quite
MPFL.
unfortunate. That's why the lack of EFCC,
Exactly.
Supreme FC, all of that have even going down. Supreme FC have all of that, even losing their NNL ticket.
Yeah.
So it's quite unfortunate, but we believe that the new FCT and under the new minister, often now we're able yet to see the program of FCT minister for sport development.
Exactly.
So it's like why a whole lot of people are praising Wiki that he's been much on the road, he's been much on here in terms of infrastructure. So we are here to see him concretely in terms of sport. We have not yes at the Rivers State governor. He has so much project in terms of sport development, supporting the River United to come off very, very strong, and he also has a plan. If don't forgetting the Real Madrid Academy that never
no so like to be.
well. But we hope that it's still early day. By the time he clock 1 year, by the time he's done with infrastructure development, maybe who knows? Maybe in the next coming to the second years as the Minister of SCT, we begin to unveil his program for sport development, and he need to unveil sport development program because that is the only way. If he must control the crime in FCT, he has to invest fully in sport development.
All right. So, final story before we leave. Of course, the Sport Writers Association of Nigeria Anambra chapter has expressed grief over the sudden demise of Ifeanyi, former chairman of the state FA, member representing Anambra Senatorial District, which happened on Saturday. Recall that he was also the founder of the once famous Ifeanyi FC. What a tragic event! It was happening just 2 or 3 days after Owanyawu also passed on another pillar of sport. So it's a lot, not just to Swan, but to the entire sporting and football community in Nigeria.
Yes, we joined the millions of Nigerians who are also mourning these two great Nigerians who have contributed to sport development. If you recall, Emmanuel Wanyan was the famous Wanyan National,
exactly, which is now Heartland. Yeah.
So he was the one, the one who called it the Nazi Millionaire.
Exactly.
When they were asking the Nazi Millionaire,
one of the mainstays of the Nigerian Premier League.
Yes, Nazi Millionaire under Wanyan, under Emmanuel Wanyan as a sole sponsor of that.
Exactly.
But after the river. He handed over the club to the free of charge to the Imo State government. Imo State government have led that club and then for second years, within the 3 years, under the governor of Hope without hope. If somebody who says it's a hope and the sport in Imo has not a single hope. Heartland has to go into the relegation two times within the space of 3 years. Well, I don't know when I don't know what the like of Hope Njojima is going to say on the burial day of the like of Nwanyan. I bet Nwanyan will not rest well if the like of Hope Njojima have refused to do what they're supposed to do to promote the sport development in this man single-handed sponsor his hand-earned money to develop food, and that gave many creative produce a great star. The people of the like of Kanunwa are all product of Nwanyan National. Because of Chief Nwanyan, but the state government recorded that club. Today, Heartland is nowhere to be seen. And then if I buy also of blessed memory, may so rest in peace, also come in to contribute to the sport development. Fan if I buy United, but no thank for the service administration at the NFL. They contributed in record that if I buy the club into a station.
All right, so that's our package. Well, we join sports and other Swan and other sports loving Nigerian to pay our condolences to his family and Nigerians in general. Well, that's our package on today's edition of the program. Don't forget, our coverage of the Olympics continue. Super Falcons once again a chance to redeem themselves on Wednesday. Will it be or will it not be? Well, we'll keep an eye on that one as they take on Japan in their last group stage match, and of course, we'll keep an eye on other events that Nigerian athletes are taking part in the Olympics. Michael, thank you once again for being in the studio on today's edition of the program.
Thank you, Asha.
Thank you. Come your way during the week again. Do have a wonderful time. My name is Afa Achuan. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching. For
I like
sponsorship
you.
and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.